Georgia State linebacker Jontrey Hunter, though, Caden, is another really interesting prospect. This is a guy that scouts have talked about all year long in the league. They really like who he is as a player, and how can you not? This is a 3-year starter at linebacker in the Sun Belt for Georgia State. He did relocate to the inside linebacker role this season for the Panthers, but he spent his first 5 years at outside linebacker, so I think there's a lot of versatility there. And even despite the transition this year, he still led Georgia State in tackles with 96, which is top 10 in program history. He's named a third-team all-conference guy and finishes his career with over 230 career tackles. And Kane, one of the things that I love when I watch Jontrey Hunter in his game is he has a knack for creating chaos. You look at his career numbers: 3 career interceptions, 3 career fumble recoveries. He's Georgia State's all-time leader with 7 forced fumbles. So he does the things that NFL teams like. That's getting to the football and breaking it loose, perhaps creating those game-changing plays. He did skip Georgia State's bowl game, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays in the draft process. But Caden, I think the combine presents a huge opportunity for a very toolsy guy like Jontrey Hunter.
Yeah, no, when you talk about Jontrey, the strength and speed is going to be what he needs to put on display at this combine. He is an extremely fluid athlete. He doesn't have all that explosiveness as some of the top end linebackers in this class. So if he can be strong, be fast, the fluidity of the drills is going to be there. It's going to be about those measurables, and if you can bring that to the table, because like you mentioned, the football IQ is out the roof for this guy, and the versatility and just his ability to be a defensive football player in that front seven has been proven. You mentioned him playing outside linebacker his whole career, flipping to inside linebacker, and being able to excel in both roles. That's huge for his draft stock, being able to show the ability to thrive at multiple positions. He plays well in space, and he tackles well in space. You mentioned he led Georgia State with 94 tackles this season. He just has a great knack and nose for the football. You mentioned those 7 career forced fumbles in program history. 3 of them came this season. One of them came against LSU in a game where he was asked to be the quarterback spy. And I don't know if anyone's been living under a rock, but the quarterback for LSU was pretty good last year in Jayden Daniels. And if you're the guy on your defense who's being asked to spy a guy like Jayden Daniels, that just shows your athleticism, your trust within the system, and how important you are to your defensive scheme. So I think as far as all of the intangibles, all of the football IQ stuff, all of the mental game from the neck up, Jontrey has proven, and more than proven at Georgia State, that he can do that at the high level. The question is going to be, how does he stack up athletically as far as strength and speed to these other linebackers in a class that I've heard is also pretty good?
Yeah, Caden, and to your point, Mel Kiper right now, as I said earlier, has him, listed as a top 10 inside linebacker. So I think there's a lot of people around the NFL that like Jontrey Hunter, and he could definitely benefit from a huge combine. I think right now, heading into the combine, he's a likely day 3 pick, like most of these guys in the Sun Belt. I think he could be as low as a 6th or 7th rounder, maybe even an undrafted free agent, but there's a huge opportunity here for a very toolsy linebacker in Jontrey Hunter to make a big statement up in Indianapolis and perhaps help his draft stock.